Welcome to the party. I'm Sam Ekstrom of Locked On Sports Minnesota. Another trade the Vikings left out in the cold.
I'm Luke Braun of Locked On Vikings. Should the Vikings regret not getting involved in this year's worst lose-lose trade so far?
Hey, this is Arif Hasan with Wide Left. Over the weekend, I attended a PowerPoint party. The winning presentation was on My Little Pony. The winning presenter, me.
What's happening, Luke Inman, at Luke_Spinman. All I want for my birthday is Sam, play the sound. I need this.
Hey.
Locked On Sports Minnesota podcast. It's endless Minnesota Vikings talk with the diverse voices of your local experts. It's time for the Minnesota Football Party. It's your guys hanging out talking next level Vikings football. So join in with Arif Hasan, Locked On Vikings Luke Braun, Superior Sports Talks Luke Inman, and Vikings insider Sam Ekstrom, plus the biggest names in Minnesota football for the Minnesota Football Party. And it starts now.
Welcome in, brand new week on the Minnesota Football Party. Final day of June here on Locked On Sports Minnesota. Also streaming on Locked On Vikings YouTube channel. Find our audio on the Locked On Vikings podcast feed. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. We appreciate you making us your first watch or listen of the week. For your second one, you got to make it Locked On Vikings, where Luke Braun is holding the fort down until we get to training camp in like 24 days. Can't wait.
Did you just foreshadow my firing? Or what?
Outstanding.
What happened there?
Let's keep going.
I'm holding the fort down until is that all the time I have left? What do you know?
I'm not at liberty to say. It's going to happen.
The emails finally worked. I got through.
Something big.
Oh God!
Might be some people fired in Pittsburgh. Big cornerback trade. We'll talk about how it might or might not impact the Minnesota Vikings. Are they doing enough to address their perceived cornerback deficiencies? I pose this question: should J.J. McCarthy play in the preseason? And also, it's the middle of summer. Naz Reid signed. 2 words. Naz Reid. Who's the Naz Reid of the Vikings?
All right.
Well, we accept entries on the chat. I also have some trivia later in the show.
It's the summer, huh?
Has there ever been a bigger savior of a news story than this Jalen Ramsey trade? Like 15 minutes before the show,
struggling, I guess.
Needed it. Desperately
he said in the email, "I'm struggling." Like
scrambling. I think
I'm scrambling.
June 30th, man. June 30th.
I'm Fran Tarkenton, man. I'm just running around the pocket waiting for something to pop up, and it was the Jalen Ramsey trade. So this is the compensation both ways. Pittsburgh receives cornerback Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins, tight end Jonnu Smith, 2027 7th-round pick. Miami receives safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, 2027 5th-round pick. So before we get into the Vikings impact, just knee-jerk reaction to the deal. Pretty high-profile player-for-player deal between Pittsburgh and Miami. Braun?
I'm mostly bewildered, and I don't really understand. I kind of understand where Miami's coming from. I don't understand the Steelers at all. They all have now created gaping roster holes. Like it's not that the Dolphins had like this tight end, abundance, and they could like afford to kind of dump one as a pot sweetener to like acquire this player. They got Pharaoh Brown in a dream now. And God knows what's happening in their cornerback room without Jalen Ramsey, which I don't know if they could do anything about that, but it's like, who's covering like when they play the Patriots, who covers Stephon Diggs? Storm Duck? That might literally be the guy.
The speculation is that the Dolphins are going to trade for a tight end. And hey, I know a team that has a couple of extras right now.
They have to. So they're gonna pour more resources into just getting rid of Jalen Ramsey. But getting Minkah's good. Like the Steelers, I feel like as bad as I feel about the Dolphins right now, I feel way worse about the Steelers.
Yeah, Dolphins drafted Minka originally with the top
he's
5
coming
pick.
home.
Yeah,
It's the circle.
Coming
Yeah,
home.
the circle of life coming back home. Player for player, it just feels like we talked about Jalen Ramsey possibly signing him, Vikes, maybe a low risk, high reward kind of 1 year, 2 year deal. And sure, why not? But it felt like the tone was like, he's not the same Jalen Ramsey. Minka Fitzpatrick, all right, I didn't sit down and watch all 17 Steelers games last year, but from what I know and remember, Minka Fitzpatrick, I mean, not just a Pro Bowler, all pro, defensive player of the year votes a couple of years ago. So Steelers, he was like a poor piece to that, Mike Tomlin defensive kind of identity over there. So maybe it has to do something with the money. Maybe they just want to, the Jonnu Smith is more valuable to them than I think and see on paper. But player for player, man. I'm shocked by the Steelers and why they would do that.
The Steelers have Connor Hayward, Pat Freiermuth, and Darnell Washington, and they added Jonnu Smith because Arthur Smith cannot feel safe without Jonnu Smith on his roster. Not that it's helped him historically not get fired, but hey,
I'd maintain he was right in Atlanta. I mean, Jonnu Smith was obviously the best tight end in that building, and that's now obvious. Like,
with
the benefit of hindsight, everyone probably should have left him alone.
He's going to be right about that in Pittsburgh. I think is the issue here.
Didn't he take a tight end screen to the house on us like that last year in Atlanta?
So Jonnu Smith has been doing a ton of like wide receiver 2 type stuff for Arthur Smith over the years, which the Steelers do like need a wide receiver 2. So I guess in a sense, right, this feels.
Plenty for Aaron Rodgers' thoughts.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how Jonnu Smith learns Aaron Rodgers' hand signals. But yeah, the Steelers got worse at a bunch of positions if you count DB as a position, right? Yeah. So Jalen Ramsey is not going to be playing, cornerback or safety. He's going to be playing star. Like that's the deal, which means that he'll be playing a pretty similar role to Minka Fitzpatrick. And the thing is, Minka Fitzpatrick has not played up to, I think, his billing over the last 2 years. Like, I think, the Steelers trading for him was great. He turned into one of the best DBs in the league. The last 2 years, he hasn't been that good. I would say that Jalen Ramsey is worse than him at his job. I don't really see, like, he's a better tackler, I guess, is the upgrade that Jalen Ramsey gets you in that position. But I just don't see how the Steelers get better. I don't necessarily think the Dolphins got better, but I certainly think the Steelers got worse. Like, I think that and this is a win now trade for the Steelers, right? Because Ramsey's on a short-term deal.
Oh God, that's so bleak.
So Ramsey's got 4 more years. Ramsey's long-term. Ramsey's long-term.
I think a lot of that.
How does he have 4 more years?
Dude, also
insane contract.
Like Ramsey's 2 years old. Doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 more years in the NFL. Played 2 more years in the NFL. I think I want to say 29. Minka's 27.
30. Jalen's 30. Yep.
Okay, so Minka's 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
No guarantees left after.
He's got no guarantees left. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
a wild contract. I think. Yeah, there's like options and stuff in it, but they could they have team control through 2028.
Yeah, so it's a fake 4 years. So effectively short-term deals. Okay, that explains the tweets I saw. Effectively short-term deals, right? Jonnu Smith is actually on a 1-year deal. Ramsey runs out of guarantees really soon. And I think they just got worse. There's a great quote from Connor Hayward from like last month when they asked about Jonnu Smith. He's like, I don't really know what Jonnu Smith would do here. He and Pat Freiermuth play the same role, which actually I do think Connor Hayward is wrong about that. But it is funny that they brought in a tight end that the other tight ends were like, look, he seems like a good player, but I don't why. And then they did it. They did it.
So who's Miami's tight ends right now?
Great question.
Tight end 1 is Pharaoh Brown.
Pharaoh Brown.
And
that's a name. That's a name.
Pharaoh Brown.
Julian Hill.
Pharaoh Cooper. Yeah.
Julian Hill is also a name.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a guy.
What could we get for the Italian stallion? Should we shop him?
Right.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, I think they would love
showcase him in the preseason.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins
the scuttlebutt is evidently, and by scuttlebutt I mean these are names people are throwing around. I don't know that there's any actual steam in any of these. Michael Mayer from Oakland, right?
Because sure, yeah,
they just got a better tight end, right?
Yep.
and maybe
Indy's
Tyler
got like
Higbee.
4 tight ends, don't they?
Yeah, well, none of them are good.
No,
It's
no,
just,
God,
it's
no,
just like
no.
a better version of the Dolphins
But-
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with enough willpower.
I once again, I don't know if I particularly wanted to give up, say, the equivalent of Minkah Fitzpatrick, but if I'm the Vikings and I could have made a reasonable deal to get Jalen Ramsey, again, I said this about Jair.
It sounds like a reasonable deal wasn't on the table, Sam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted it or I was like all right with it, and because I thought it would be like, I don't know, it'd be like a 5th round pick. It would be like whatever, and you'd mostly be taking on the money, and you'd have to figure it out. But if
Yeah,
you're
it'd be one of those
give, like,
deals where you're like,
good
I can't
starter
believe he
back.
went for that little, and it's like, well, look at the contract. Is like how that works.
Yeah, like if you have to give a good starter back, like I don't really know what happened to Pittsburgh here.
Yeah, I think the Vikings
it's a little
are
bit
looking
like
at
being
that-
mad that like
Yeah.
they didn't get in on like whatever the Falcons are doing in the draft. It's like they're insane. Obviously, like you're not going to compete with that. Don't get in the ring. Don't get in a dark alley with a crazy person. Just let them do crazy things.
Yeah, you know the clip from Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Holt just goes vindicated. Like I think it's like that. Which
So, I mean, they're kind of loaded at corner, the Steelers are now. So you got Joey Porter Jr. in year 3 now, Jalen Ramsey, and Darius Slay. I forgot they had Darius Slay.
yeah, they
as
got Darius
well.
Slay. It's an old
so-
team. It's an old team.
And they've been struggling for the last few years. As good as Mike Tomlin's defense always is, as rock solid anyways, maybe not top 5 every year consistently, but they've struggled to find some pure man press corners that they can just leave out on an island. So it feels like, I mean, yeah, they've definitely turned that into a strength, but again, to you guys' point, a lot of other holes now, like how are we going to fill these other ones, like kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul's situation. It feels like great cornerback room, but now we got other question marks too.
It's a bunch of uncles, and then Joey Porter Jr. Right? Like
this has so much 2010 Vikings energy.
Yeah.
This team has so much 2010 Vikings energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely
Yeah.
you'll just make the insane asylum work again, Brad.
Yeah.
I am really though.
With
I'm
your
looking
6
forward to
wins.
the build up to week 4 in Ireland. I am looking forward to the hype for the game, which it'll be heavy hype on
The Vikings will
Steelers.
be the younger team. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
that
Yeah.
is
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah, I always enjoy the Philadelphia Inquirer. Always puts together team ages after the 53-man cuts. I'm intrigued to see where Pittsburgh falls, like historically versus previous years. But are the Vikings going to make a cornerback deal, an acquisition, a trade? Are they, in your guys' estimation? So it's the end of June right now. Before the end of July, will the Vikings add a cornerback?
Before the end of July, I think no. I think they're just going to roll with it. Let's get them on the field. Let the bullets fly a little bit in training camp, and then reassess. I'm not saying like the timing exactly of like the Dalton Reisner signing or some guys like that last kind of preseason game, but I think they're just going to roll with what they got. They do have enough bodies that they like for sure, but I think until unless there's, knock on wood, an injury of some kind, I think they want to see what they got with these 3, 4, 5 guys right now, and just see what it looks like right now. So before July, I'm going to say no, but certainly it feels like if and when they do sign their next player, still feels like cornerback is still the obvious choice when you look at the roster on paper right now.
I super wouldn't be shocked if they added one of the guys that we talked about in the last episode in free agency, right? But Sam, you mentioned like a trade, like who would be available at this point?
Too bad we didn't keep Johnny Munn. Could have maybe got something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me on the trade piece. I don't know who's in the rumor mill any longer.
but
No
like,
Jair, no Jalen.
Mike Hilton, Samuel Someday Jr. Who've been
not
talking
gonna be
about
Shaq.
all
Yeah.
offseason.
Jack Griffin is back
Jack
to
Jack
Douglas.
Griffin's in
Douglas.
Seattle.
Back.
The Stephon Gilmore return is I wouldn't rule it out, but like
Yeah.
like how much does that move the needle for you at this point? Is Rasul Douglas just sign somewhere? I think.
Did he?
Did
If he did, it's not updated on Over the Cap, which
Yeah.
they don't
It's
usually update
behind.
until you get details. Yeah.
I think they do.
No, I just saw a headline that he doesn't think he'll return to Green Bay.
Correct.
Oh
Hmm,
no,
maybe
yeah,
that is
yeah,
a
that's
that was last
yeah.
Thursday's headline. I think I think they do
I don't think
add
that's
one.
happening.
If the Vikings are basically in this, I don't know if they've said the words outright. They're in a Super Bowl window. They know they're in a Super Bowl window. They've built the roster to be that way.
Crazy
They're
to say
sitting.
with a quarterback who hasn't played a snap. I
They're
love that.
sitting-
That's the intention was to create one around him and say good luck. Yeah.
Are you going to sit on $18 million in cap space, whatever the number is, in a Super Bowl window.
It rolls over, Sam. It's free real estate.
It's part of their plan for dead cap next year.
Yeah.
Possibly deficient, pretty high positional value area. You're just going to sit on that in a Super Bowl window and not try to remove doubt.
I just went on a big giant rant.
The needle out there, like there's just all these guys. That
it's like too late. Yeah, they kind of already did.
Right. Yeah.
I think we can criticize that accordingly. Like I've been ranting all offseason about how this cornerback room, it was an issue last year. It was okay, but they had to hide it a lot, and it probably got worse. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say that that's accurate. I think the thing about like the phrase Super Bowl window is that, we say that because like a team has gotten to a certain level of talent where we expect them to like win games in the playoffs. Obviously the Vikings haven't like done that yet, but that's the expectation, right? And a window implies some level of kind of narrowness, but we can compare windows to each other. The Super Bowl window the Vikings were in 2009 when they signed Brett Favre was far narrower than I think what the window is for the Vikings, despite the Vikings being, like I just joked, quite an old team, because they've got a number of players that they feel like have the ability to give them some long-term stability, which I don't think was the case in 2009, right? So, yeah, you can argue that they're in a Super Bowl window insofar as they've got the talent to make the playoffs and, carry the expectation that they'll win. But I don't know that they're in such a narrow window that that it makes sense for us to freak out about, like, oh, you're leaving $18 million in cap, especially when it rolls over. Sam, that cap space doesn't disappear. It just becomes part of next year's cap space.
And they are strapped
the next year.
Yeah,
and the next 2 years are part of the window as well. So, like,
yeah,
it's okay to think about them.
Should JJ McCarthy play preseason snaps? For the coach that hates playing starters, should JJ be out there? I pose that question next. We're brought to you today by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can feel pretty easy. You can grow your savings, track your purchases, see where your net worth is at, check where the accounts are at, categorize your transactions, and you can connect that account with your partner, and you can work together in collaboration. All the great sports franchises, they try to collaborate with Monarch Money. You might be surprised where your money's being spent, for better or for worse. And Monarch Money can help you start building wealth because you're just aware, you have all the information, you see where the money is going. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. Should JJ McCarthy play preseason football for the Minnesota Vikings? Before you answer, I looked up recent first-round quarterbacks that were projected to be starters. So JJ McCarthy 2 years ago would not. It made sense. It made sense. I'm sorry, last year. Yeah, made sense that he played in the preseason. He was not going to be the starter. Likely wasn't going to be the starter.
But we're talking about like Caleb Williams type guys where there was no one ahead of them, not Michael Penix kind of guys.
Right. So Caleb Williams played in 2 of the 4. Drake May played in all 3. Jaden Daniels played in 2 of the 3. Previous year, Anthony Richardson played in 2 of the 3. And these are rookies, mind you. These are all rookies. Bryce Young played all 3. CJ Stroud played all 3. So those are rookie quarterbacks probably going to start, played heavily in the preseason. JJ McCarthy, second year. Does he need those reps? Are you willing to however small or large the risk is, put him out there in the preseason? Inman, what do you got?
Well, let me ask this. What is the risk? Are we just talking about the injury? Is it one of those things where it's like just in the back of your mind, like, okay, maybe we got to baby him and maybe we got to keep the training wheels on him? Because if it's just the notion of maybe he gets hurt again and let's just keep him healthy until week 1, I don't think that's the right mindset. Like, I'm not saying he needs to go out there and play 50 snaps a game or anything, but yeah, the dude needs reps. I feel like that's the only box we haven't checked yet. Live reps, a real game atmosphere against a defense in a scheme that isn't wearing purple. preseason or not. Like that just feels like kind of the last missing piece of the puzzle. Just when we're talking about development, evolving the offense, JJ's progression, all that, head coach, he's an A plus, quarterback coach, A, offensive line should be, night and day better. Your weapons are B plus, A minus. The arm talent, the skill set, that tells me he should be able to succeed in the NFL. But if he's not playing in the preseason and you wait to throw him out there, like cold turkey, week 1, Soldier Field, Monday Night Football, and then he goes out there and struggles, like his head's spinning when the bullets are flying, I would bet good money, even though preseason only does so much, I would put money on the fact that him not playing in the preseason would be a big talking point come Tuesday morning. All the talking heads, the daily ESPN shows, the beat writers, all that stuff. So I'm not in this camp of, well, he got hurt in the preseason last year. Again, we got to baby him. We got to limit his, exposure and risk and all that. I'm good. If he gets hurt again, playing 15, 20, 25 snaps again, then, what is what it is, part of the game. I don't know. It's year 2, though. You got, 4 years of team control left. You let Darnold walk. You let Daniel Jones walk. The chips are pushed in. You're pot committed. It's time to take the training wheels off, so to speak, and put this guy in a good position to continue to develop and succeed. And that means, right, getting some real live game reps under his belt before week 1.
I was really surprised at how many of these blue chip first round quarterbacks were playing in preseason game number 3 behind the backup.
3 is interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Sam, I'll say this. I think, so one, we just don't really have a great history for McVay and O'Connell, specifically on rookie quarterbacks. The closest we can get is like Jared Goff in year 3, right? Is that when McVay arrived? Right. Yeah. And so we don't really have good context for this, but like one of the things that we should pay attention to, and I personally, kind of regardless of what I'm about to just say, I do think he should play in the preseason because I think the speed is a little bit different. But that's the reason the Vikings have all these joint practices, is to avoid having to play in the preseason, being in control of the situations that you play your players in. Kirk Cousins played a ton in the joint practices, and they argued at the time anyway that this was as good as or better than the preseason because of the level of control you have over situation personnel and the plays that you're calling and stuff like that. And I think that matters for sure. I would want to get as many reps in as possible, but I'm not gonna freak out if he doesn't play in the preseason because of how they count those joint practice reps. And they've mentioned like, hey, the joint practice reps, you get like hundreds of those in, and you only get like 20 preseason reps in, even when you've got like all the starters in it and you've got a rookie coming in. And I get that. I would want that, but I just don't think it's going to be that important with that context in mind. That said, I don't think injury risk should play a significant role here. I know this isn't really how it actually works, but emotionally, I'm just at a spot where like, well, look, if he can't survive 2 different preseasons, he's not going to make it.
It's either something there's absolutely nothing you can do about like him getting, rolled up funky in the pocket, which can happen in a regular season game as much as it can happen in a preseason game. And it's like, okay, eventually you're going to have to expose him to that. But also, if it's just like more like knee degradation, it's like, oh, well, he might have Sam Bradford knees then, and we just didn't know about it. Either way, neither of those things are really like should be that preventative. But if he plays in the preseason, he's not playing with any other starters, by the way. You're not putting in Justin Jefferson or TJ Hawkinson into those. So you're just kind of trying to get him the extra practice, which as a quarterback who missed his whole year rehabbing, I think absolutely is a good idea. Get him the joint practices and the preseason. We don't need to pick one or the other. But like, if they then come out sluggish week 1, I don't think it's going to have mattered if JJ McCarthy played the preseason or not, because nobody else did. It just becomes an argument against that joint practice thing. But 3 years that Kevin O'Connell has been with the Vikings, they've done this joint practice, or they've tried their best to do their joint practice thing. They have not played any starters at all in the preseason once ever. They're 2-1 in week 1 games. And the one that they lost was more about like the fumbleitis problem that I think did not have to do with like preseasons. Like there was something else going on there. That was like the turnover 2023 thing. And by the way, against a team that would win their division that year in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I don't think that there's a large track record of the Vikings like struggling early. They came out to really hot starts in 2 of their 3 seasons.
Yep.
And then had a turnover problem. So like, I feel like if they say, no, the joint practices are good, I'm like pretty inclined to believe them, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't still, if I were in the room, advocate for getting JJ McCarthy as much time as possible. Get him some real game reps where someone's actually coming at him with bad intentions to tackle, which won't happen in joint practices. There's a slightly different vibe to that. And
how many Ohio State players are at those practices actually?
Oh, that's a great question. But
Donovan Jackson.
Yeah, there you go.
Other teams
selling in the other teams. But get him in the environment where someone's actually coming to tackle him, and the way that changes your timing, the way that changes your the way that encourages you to like rush your process, get him used to that a little bit. There's, I think, value to the preseason that is definitely worth exploring, but I don't think it's a huge deal either way. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time on this if they go lose week 1.
I think this would be the betting favorite outcome here. Week 1, Houston probably plays 2 drives, and he's got starters with him. Week 2, Patriots, they'll say, yeah, we'll see how the joint practices go. We'll see if we can get the work done. And then,
they'll be cagey about it for no reason. Yeah, good.
For absolutely no reason. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they'll say, we were really happy with the work we got done, and we don't think we need to put him in harm's way. So Patriots, nope. Backups play that game. Dress rehearsal game, I can't see him playing in that game. Not if it means either he's playing behind backups on the line or like playing the starters so that he has protection. No, you're not going to do that.
No, that's Max Brosmer Day right there.
That is
that's National Max Brosmer
the honorary Day. Matt Corral game.
In
this case, Max Brosmer. Yeah, who by the way is interviewing with Ron Johnson later today. That'll be on the Ron Johnson show coming up. I think one game. And I think I do think it matters that he's not a rookie. Like the stigma or whatever, the jitters of stepping on an NFL football field, he did it last year. I think that it is a little bit different. So I'm going to say one game, couple series. I think it's going to be fairly minimal. And that is a little interesting relative to the CJ Strouds, Bryce Youngs, Jaden, May, Caleb, all played multiple preseason games. I don't think McCarthy will. And I think that's going to be a big question to ask KOC probably like this time next month as they gear up for Houston.
Yeah, I think Arif nailed the joint practices and just how important, how impactful those can be for especially younger guys too, soaking up these reps for the development and progression. I think we're underplaying though, guys, the pre-game routine. So what is he going to have his playlist ready? Where am I sitting on the bus? Where am I going to meditate? Like he needs those reps, guys. He needs those
meditating
reps.
Under the field goal post, and then just never puts his helmet on.
I didn't know. I've never done it. You guys should have
played me. He's going to be so ready to walk around in the sideline with a baseball cap.
Yeah. I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
I have found a way to incorporate Naz Reid into the Minnesota football party.
Naz Reid.
That's next.
Game time?
Game time. Naz Reid signed a big deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves, 5 years, $125 million. That's pretty good money. I think Naz Reid is an interesting figure because of the cult following and legend that surrounds him, the 2 words thing. He's got like people just put Naz Reid on their storefront signs for no reason other than he's Naz Reid.
They put him on like the Metro buses, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I love it.
I saw a Naz Reid sign at the World Series. Like,
no way.
Why is that there?
Was it the Naz Reid beach towel? Naz Reid beach towels are like global.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Dude, those are going for three digits, three figures on eBay.
Dude, I gotta know how popular he is in Guangdong. I gotta know.
So who is the Minnesota Vikings Naz Reid? And what defines Naz Reid? I would say kind of the underdog story, undrafted or lowly drafted, turns into a cult sensation, legend, and legit player too. Who is Thielen too easy of an answer?
No, that's definitely the obvious. I mean,
if we're picking like recent history Vikings, I think Thielen is the obvious answer. We had a person reply to the show tweet, Sam, that said it's Josh Metellus, and I think that's a really good one. Actually,
it's good.
Yeah,
I like that
actually,
a lot.
really good.
Yeah. That kind of organically grows. Can I go for an old one? I mean, it has to be Bob Lurtsema, right? They literally called him Benchwarmer Bob.
There you go.
It still has a cult following in Minnesota.
Yeah,
that's good.
Was he legit? Like, did he have?
He was a backup.
Good NFL. Okay. He was like the NFL version of a sixth man. Like, he would come in, he would do okay as a rotational guy, but he was kind of never more than that. He was just more likable than that guy ever needed to be. You like heard from him more, but everyone loved it because everyone loves Benchwarmer Bob.
Yeah,
Diggs was a fifth rounder. But like he started to splash. Well, I'm just looking at day 3 picks now.
I know
he
what
splashed like day 1 of training.
It really doesn't, because they needed Diggs to start, and then he did, and Diggs has a lot of forward personality where it just doesn't. I don't think like works. I get what you're saying though. Like,
I don't think we're going to be able to beat Thielen. I'm just throwing out other like tier 2 guys. How about Jarius Wright? And even that, I guess, is.
I was thinking of Jarius Wright too. He's like a 4th round pick.
Yeah, 4th round.
One of the things that's like a kind of a problem is that like all of these elements are actually kind of difficult to parse together, because from a vibes perspective, kind of Cordero Patterson, but he's a 1st round bust. You can't use him.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I got one.
It's a totally different story.
How about Joe Webb?
Oh,
I
kind
like
of awesome.
Ooh.
Kind of awesome.
Again, Naz Reid is like
feelings,
good
right?
at basketball.
Like,
I think
we're
it's
in
the
another
other problem.
Yeah.
How about
Joe
B-Rob?
Webb's more the Luke. That's
B-Rob?
Luka Garza. That's Luka Garza. Okay.
How much do
how about
people
B-Rob?
argue about Naz Reid? Like, are there people that are like he's overpaid, or that like don't like him, or is this just universally? Because Joe Webb people argued about like the Webb Ponder debates like started Twitter.
Way back at the Daily Norseman, we called them the zombie marches when people would debate between, because it was endless.
Yeah,
people died.
Is there that level of controversy around Naz Reid?
No.
Okay.
What about Tom Johnson?
Thunderbook? I like it. I like it.
I would put that in tier 3, but yes,
Naz
I'll
Reid
put him on the list.
Is homegrown, right?
Yeah,
so like it doesn't quite work for Tom Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marcus
But
Sherrills.
like there are elements of it.
Sherrills.
Sherrills is a really good one.
That's good.
Plus the moments where he did have to start, he played unreasonably well. Not enough that you were like, maybe we could just start him. Never that good, but but enough where you're like, hey man, he just got a pass deflection on a guy who's 6'5". What's up with that?
Kelvin Benjamin. Yeah.
I feel like Tom Johnson is more like a Mike Conley thing, where he had a whole career doing stuff elsewhere, and he's having
that
makes
makes
some
sense.
Twilight years.
How about
that are better than you think?
How about Matt Burke, 6th round pick?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think he could be a perennial starter.
Started too soon. Yeah, you almost have to have a backup phase.
He's still the 6th man, right? Or is Naz Reid like a true starter now?
No, he's a 6th man.
6th man.
Yeah. So I feel like it has to be like a beloved rotational guy.
Oh, Pete Bursich, 7th round pick.
Johnny Munn.
Yeah.
Missed that one.
I think Metellus is actually pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, Metellus is good.
Thielen is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Answer, but
10th round pick, 1992. Brad Culpepper would eventually go on to win Survivor. And Sam, I think you know that. So
he won Survivor.
He's on my list. That's what I'm saying. He won Survivor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually go on to
ascended to great heights. Well, this was a good discussion.
I'm glad we wasted 10 minutes of our time doing this.
We're
good segue.
You're opted. That was not 10.
We're taking
the only bullet point we have left is trivia. Like, are we good on the show today? Is that like what's going on?
No. Look at the notes. I said fan Qs. That means Q stands for questions. Fan questions. Let us have them. Flood the chat, and you can get ridiculous. Do a little AMA. Vikings cornerback situation. You can chime in about our one-hit wonder team from last third. Oh, Inman, you missed that, right?
This would have been right up your alley, Inman.
Oh yeah,
dude. I saw the notes and I was bummed, dude. I actually want to know. I actually was going to ask you guys how that all went down.
Inman saying he's bummed is like a normal person saying they're livid. Inman is out of his mind with how mad he is. That
Kind of bummed. Yeah, one-hit wonders. Throw a couple out.
I cannot remember those guys' team. Let me give you
Joe Sensor.
Yeah, Joe Sensor was a clutch pick.
Fantastic.
Yeah, big Don Holtz.
Let's
Sebastian
just ask
Thunderbucket.
him the best debate, I think by far, Inman. Quarterback. Who would you go with at quarterback? Because we have a Mount Rushmore.
Well, let me hear your guys. Throw out your guys' off. Did you
have
have different
four?
options?
I think to choose from are
Darnold,
Favre, Cunningham, Darnold, Keenum.
Favre, Cunningham, Darnold, Keenum. I would probably
honorable
go
mention Jeff George.
Honorable mention Jeff George.
The thing with Favre is he was already good, so it's like you're supposed to be good, right?
This was the debate.
Cunningham also at a time was very good. I kind of want to roll with Cunningham, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because he hadn't been good for like 3 years. They pulled him out of like Thailand.
Well, you didn't pick Cunningham, did you? Can't tell. You didn't pick Cunningham, did you?
I don't remember who I picked.
I don't think Travis ended up with Cunningham.
The thing with Keenum,
goes
on that winning
not
streak.
true. You both picked Cunningham. Nobody picked Favre.
Okay. I was going to lean. Yeah, that's where my just initial gut knee-jerk reaction. I was leaning Cunningham. That's good, though. That's really good.
Braun went Darnold.
I played by different rules. I kind of disqualified the guys that are like Hall of freaking famers.
Braun likes to zig when we
You can't be good elsewhere under Braun.
Yeah, I can't be like one-hit wonder. Brett Favre. I couldn't do it.
Yep, I get it.
Well, now that you said it in a dumb voice, it sounds stupid.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Oh, you big baby.
Yeah,
you pick Cunningham.
Politics.
Oh, I'm Braun. I can't pick people who are good elsewhere. See how that feels?
Here's one for you, Luke. Linebacker. What do you do?
That was
One-hit wonder?
Really hard.
Yeah, one-hit wonders at linebacker.
Defense in general.
Jasper Brinkley. Done. Next.
He was never good.
I'm kidding.
You can't pick him.
He was just a one-year player.
I
think he played for 2, and he was bad in both of them. Yeah,
he was gonna be good for 3 years.
Was
sure.
he though? Yeah.
All gonna be good team.
You can't just call him the thumper.
Potential team.
Love
Childs.
Just call him
just throwing out names. The thumper Brinkley.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys throw out? Let me hear your options.
Eric Wilson was one of mine.
I gave up on linebacker. I had nothing.
I threw. Well, no, you added Ben Gideon as a joke, but also we had to consider it a a little bit.
Yeah,
Gerald Hodges
rough out here,
Michael
man.
Mauti.
Gerald Hodges is a good one. Michael Mauti was
Hodges
never good.
Mauti preseason edition.
Yeah.
No, Adi Cole. I'm thinking of Adi Cole. Adi Cole had
Adi Cole. Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. You can't count preseason games though. I picked Aaron Henderson because there was the one.
I was thinking that was my first thought. I was like, was Aaron that good for a year?
What the problem is?
He led the team in tackles, didn't he?
The year he was really good, he played like 65% of snaps or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So like that one's tough. But
Greg Biekert.
Who?
Greg Biekert.
Greg Biekert.
Former Raiders.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We have a real question finally.
Yeah,
real
Andrew C. actually asked
Andrew to get us back on track. Who catches more passes this season? Ty Chandler or Ty Felton or Ty Ingram Dawkins? Let's toss him in there as well.
Either something has gone extraordinarily right or something has gone crushingly wrong for it to be Ty Ingram Dawkins. Kind of
interceptions, dude.
That's what I mean Felton. About outstandingly correct. That was the first part, Sam. Thank you.
It has to be Felton. Ty Chandler's going to be RB3. I don't think he gets on the field basically at all. You need an injury.
Ty Chandler is fighting for RB3.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah,
how many catches did Trent Sherfield get last year? It's probably going to be more.
I don't think any of us are saying Ty Felton's going to go catch 55 balls. I think this is like 12 to 1.
It's 5, and you win this bet, right?
Yeah.
Chandler.
He got 8 receptions. Trent Sherfield got 8 receptions. I feel like you could pencil that in for Ty Felton for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he might be bubble screen guy. He also might have catches on the jet motion where McCarthy drops the ball in
Oh,
his
like the
hand
tap
as a
passes?
forward,
The little
forward
pop pass
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Great
Yeah,
call.
Andrew, I'm pretty down on
New
Felton,
band name,
but
Pop Pass.
that's
But he's
because
also
they
down on
drafted
Chandler.
Sherfield in round 3. Like he's still Trent Sherfield.
Braun hates Ty Chandler, personally.
Legally.
Yeah, it just
Legally, I don't hate Ty Chandler. What do you mean?
You don't think he's good?
I don't know if
You got that
I don't know.
dartboard in your room.
Roster
still,
bubble
right? In
type
your
guy.
garage, don't you?
I think if there were a real running back competition for that third running back spot, I would be like maybe Ty Chandler gets cut, but there's like 2 undrafted.
Sounds
rookies,
like
and
you
that's it.
hate him.
Let me ask
Personally.
this question
Be
legitimately.
real, man.
Borderline NFL player. There's a lot of
Was anyone saying like so? Ty Chandler had all this preseason momentum. He was great at the end of 23. Really good in the Niners game last year. Like, was anyone down on Ty Chandler at that? No one. And then
What?
the drop off, like the precipitous cliff that he hit.
Sam, do you
Like-
listen to our podcasts?
So you were down?
don't
you were
remember at
legitimately
all.
down on Chandler.
Well, I mean, like,
Was
I mean,
anyone actually down on Chandler? No.
both of us
Didn't he
thought-
like drop a couple, or was that later? Like when he dropped a couple passes and everyone was like, "Oh," and then
both
they
of us
got
thought
Cam
that, like,
Akers.
the game didn't tell us very much about Chandler because he didn't have to make a read. He just ran to the outside.
Oh, yeah, no, those were those Ty Chandler drives that were like really good in the Niners game were specifically bullying Javon Hargrave. Those were the moments where I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's getting killed by Garrett Bradbury." Uh-oh, and now he's here.
Uh-oh.
No, it'll be different here, though.
It'll be different here.
It's fine.
It might be because they were asking him to be a nose tackle in San Francisco, which is
Oh,
wild to me.
Yeah, that okay.
Yeah.
He was Vikings mic'd him up. I didn't watch it, but they mic'd him up. That means he's a dude. That means he's a dude.
Content, summer
That means
content,
he's
baby.
a dude.
Trent got the "We Like You" manufactured TD against the Rams, I believe.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
because
That was-
Trent put in
yeah.
the work, right? He's like a special teams, nose to the grindstone guy. So
He's
Honestly-
definitely got like a mesh TD to Ty Felton. I could see it.
You guys want to make some easy money? Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
The Vikings scripted drives are so good at getting random dudes touchdowns. Like first touchdown scorer, put it on wide receiver 4, tight end 3, running back. Like put it on the.
I'm gonna
plus
lose my
2,000.
house. To
Yeah.
whatever Sam
You
is
want to
at.
make some easy money? Here's a plus 4,000 bet.
No, I'm telling you. Let's go back through it. First touchdown scorer, Vikings.
Sam?
I'm telling you.
This actually, we're not here for a show. Okay, you guys want to start?
So,
Do you guys
you
want to
might
start?
be wondering why you've gathered us here today. Sam.
Last week, you picked Johnny Munn plus 2,800. Okay.
Wait, are we not supposed to do stuff like that?
Well,
No, absolutely.
What's the sound?
get up there, play the sound. No, you're good.
Break it up. Okay.
More fan questions are welcome. We're going to pause, come back. I've got some trivia for the guys, and we'll keep answering your questions. Andrew, my favorite color is blue.
Sam, do
We
you want
never
to hear a
circle
story
back
while we
to the,
wait? I have a story that's relevant to you specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
So on Locked On Vikings, I've been, doing like roster analysis stuff. And every time the cornerbacks come up, I'm like, okay, here's a concern. Like these guys are unproven. Isaiah Rodgers never started, go through the whole thing. And one of the comments that I have been getting fairly regularly is about like that I'm underrating Jeff Okudah, but it's not the take that you have, which is that Okudah is going to like play more than everybody thinks he's going to play. Maybe he's going to be CB2 or 3. It's people who think that he is going to be CB1, that he is a genuine superstar.
Mhm.
And it's like
You
a thing
said
that I'm getting.
Plural. Like the
Yeah,
multiple.
the
comments.
multiple people have over like different shows. I've heard this take, and I'm realizing I think that these are people that only watch the Vikings in the NFL, but religiously watch college football. So their experience has been watching
Ingrained.
that stud from Ohio
Ingrained.
State,
Yeah.
not paying any attention to him at all, seeing that name, recognizing it from like 2018 when he was really cool on Ohio State, and being like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, we got that guy."
Third overall
And
pick, top
So
3.
there's a hive. All right. There is a Jeff Okudah hive out there waiting to embrace you with open arms.
Well, now I
I
kind
mean,
of.
I started the Okudah Island. Like I'm the president. I'm the CEO of this. So
I don't know if you are. These people
I don't
seem
think-
very passionate.
Yeah, I don't know, Sam. Also, like that, I
I'm fueling
don't.
the propaganda.
I don't really ever want, especially a player with like his career trajectory, to like be cut, but that does add a layer of funniness to it, right? Like that does. It does
He's
add.
definitely, there's a non-zero chance he is not on the team.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's non-zero. He
Labor Day.
has enough guarantees where it seems that they do not intend to cut him, even if he has a bad preseason.
Yeah, that's fair. We
I
never
kinda
circled
feel
back
like-
on the My Little Pony presentation intro that I gave. I kind of expected a couple of questions about that.
I have no questions about that. That's
Perfect.
I don't know.
everything
it's
adds
right
up
on
and makes
brand
sense to
for
me.
me.
They gave me a trophy.
Andrew,
Excellent.
thank you for the running back related questions. I like it. Chances Jordan Mason is the leading scorer this season for Minnesota. I gotta
Chances
go
are
with
not
kickers?
point totals. This is so fun. I think
It's
this
usually
is,
the kicker, right? Or is
uh-huh.
that a lame way to answer this?
well?
I mean, it often is the kicker. Sometimes it's
Leading
randomized.
touchdown getter. So the world needs to be that, like, Aaron Jones gets hurt. Okay, that's not crazy to imagine. And then Jordan Mason comes in and goes, pops off. Also not one of the hot takes I think I shared on this show like a month ago was that Jordan Mason will be running back one at a certain time. And then, he gets all the rushing touchdowns and he could be that.
So
I'm not putting 0.0s
I
on
think
it.
another scenario, which is not crazy likely, but is worth at least considering, is that the Vikings stop doing the drive for drive stuff and they put in Jordan Mason in goal line situations. They'll still give him some drives, like as a running
touchdown
back.
vulture Jordan Mason.
But yeah, we could see a touchdown vulture type situation.
Well, how
I
would
could
you
very
rank?
get behind that?
Who would you rank ahead of Jordan Mason? Top of your obviously JJ. Okay, how
Jefferson,
far ahead is
Hawkinson.
Addison and Hawkinson? Is it a big tier, or is he kind of all lumped in? Because I would put Mason, at fourth maybe. Well, yeah, probably even ahead of maybe Aaron Jones, to be honest.
I'm going to put
The goal line guy.
6 answers on the board, Family Feud style. The total points
Family Feud
scored
style.
last year. Family Feud style, you get 3 strikes.
We
Top 6
asked
answers on
one
the-
person
Oh,
answers on the board.
sorry.
Right.
I've been looking this up. I was about to just give these stats, so I have to sit this game out.
Okay, Inman and Arif. Point scorers. Never
Justin
done this
Jeff-
before,
do
by
I
the way.
ring in Arif?
Sure, yeah, just shout
Oh,
them out.
dude, it's my
Justin
birthday,
Jefferson.
dude. You gonna ring him before me?
Well, your birthday was we already had it. Don't
All
worry
right, so
about it.
that should be like the least amount of points because it's the obvious one, right? Family Feud style.
No, what? No, you get
Family
more
Feud
points
are-
more. That's definitely not how that works, Inman.
All right, I watch a lot. of
This is
Price is
Justin
Right.
Jefferson, right?
All right,
That's
yeah.
one.
Yep. It's not. He's not number one. That's number. the
Okay,
next
so
to
Inman
tie.
has a chance to steal now with whoever he thinks
No.
number one is.
Well, that's not.
You
how it
said
works
Family
either.
Feud stuff. We're playing Family Feud rules, Sam.
You doing Will Reichert? Can I do that?
You're working together. Then there is no stealing.
This is the worst Family Feud family I've ever
Gross.
been in.
Will Reichert. Will Reichert's number one. Justin Jefferson is number 2.
Okay.
Tied for number 2.
TJ Hawkinson.
No.
Jordan Addison.
Is TJ Hawkinson not on the board? What are we doing?
TJ Hawkinson did not score a touchdown last
He
year.
did not score.
Oh, this is last year. Oh, I thought this was like Vegas odds for next year.
What?
TJ Hawkinson
Yes.
didn't hold on. TJ Hawkinson did not score a touchdown last year.
No, he only
I
played
know
half
he
the
missed
season.
the first. Well, I know he missed the first 6-7 games,
Nope,
but
no touchdowns.
No.
I can't. I was
Wow.
playing a totally different game. That's crazy. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
People are like extraordinarily angry about it.
Wow.
The
Great.
same. Those same
Even though he
people think that Jeff
played pretty well.
Okuda is going to be CB1.
Holy
Maybe, yeah. My
Wow.
YouTube commenters.
Get Josh
which I
Dobbs back in there.
Probably should stop
Chemistry.
reading.
Jeez.
Doesn't Josh Dobbs have a touchdown? Does he count?
Last year. You're up. So we got Will Reichert. I said Addison. You said JJ. Hawkinson you missed on, apparently.
1 strike.
And,
I was
I'm
playing
up.
a different game. But yeah, you're up.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Number 4.
I mean, Trent Sherfield had a touchdown, like famously.
He's not in the
He had a
top
touchdown.
6.
Oh, we're just doing top 6. Okay.
Jalen Naylor?
Yep. Naylor,
Wow.
number 6.
Sam
And
Darnold.
now the elusive. Nope.
Yeah.
His passing touchdowns don't count.
I know. He had like 2 rushing touchdowns.
CJ Ham?
Nope. He had one. He had one TD. 6 points.
That's
One
Hawkinson.
rushing touchdown for Sam Darnold. Yeah.
God. Dang.
I think you're at 2 strikes as a team.
Oh, there's actually a tie
Oh,
here
the one time I'm crushing this, I'm on a team now.
for 6.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a joy. Oh, Josh Oliver. Oh,
No.
really?
Wow.
Eh.
Wow, you lost the game for us, Inman.
Wait.
I can't believe you.
All right, let's do it for real.
I'm
now.
confused.
Top 6, Braun. Top 6.
Yeah, there's
Oliver.
there's
Didn't
a
Oliver
tie
score
with
like
3
3 or 4
touchdowns.
touchdowns?
We're doing points. This is a point exercise.
Wait, are
This is
we saying
completely off
that
the
one
rails.
of the
God,
three...
oh, I see.
Oh, Van Ginkel. I don't know.
No.
Oh, that's
It's-
funny.
That would be great.
Oh, yes, I see where you're at. Yep.
Yeah. The answer is John Parker Romo.
Yeah.
John Parker Romo.
Oh.
Yeah. Both Josh Oliver and Cam Akers had 3 touchdowns. That's what the tie I was talking about.
McCarthy will have 10 tush push touchdowns. Not impossible.
Technically
No,
not
sure.
impossible. That's
Not
correct.
impossible. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'd love it, but
That's right. Hawkinson did score in the Rams game.
I was gonna say, dude, 0?
That's right.
0?
Oh, this was only regular season. Yeah, I didn't include
Oh, okay.
postseason.
Okay.
Although I
neither
guess
did
that
Sam.
wouldn't have changed anything because that was the only touchdown of that game.
Macho wondering, is the Ramsey trade a blockbuster? Is it?
Yeah.
It's a
Worthy
fun
of
trade
that
for
title.
sure. It's a fun trade. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it in the title? Yeah, I'll defend you, Sam. That's first of all, we have a sliding scale for what qualifies as a blockbuster in different parts of the season, and
June 30th.
yeah, I think when we grade on the June 30th curve, this is absolutely a blockbuster. But also, like anytime you're trading an All-Pro for an All-Pro, even if both are like washed, yeah, it is a blockbuster. These are like
I
names
think
people recognize.
Blockbuster.
These are household
Blockbuster
names.
is very much a washed company, kind of the stereo.
Jesus.
When you think of Blockbuster, you think of washed. I think that for old dudes getting traded, I think Blockbuster is the perfect.
Is this a fine trade? Come on.
bring it back,
Is
you cowards.
this a Periscope trade?
Oh, Periscope.
I lost my
Wow.
password. How do I get in? You can't. It's gone.
Yeah. God, I remember working at a place with a very strong initiative to try to get big on Periscope because they thought it was the next big thing.
Is it the place?
No, this was before that. This is older.
Arif, what was the company where you announce you talk as the game is happening to your audience?
Boothcast.
Boothcast.
Cast.
Oh man,
Oh,
I really wanted that to take off. That seemed fun.
oh, it
That was
was
fun. I was just incompetent at helping run a business at the time. So
fair.
Needed to get on Shark Tank. Here's the final fun activity. I'm just going to name you a Viking on the 91-man roster. They've got 91 guys. And shout out his college. If you get the college
no.
right, you get a point. First to 5.
Man.
It's like the only thing I don't retain about
Gonna
these
rip out
guys.
10 undrafted dudes now.
Put away your
Okay.
rosters. Put your rosters
Yeah.
away.
I got
no,
Inman's
Yep.
gonna crush this.
no.
No,
Yep.
no.
Brian Asamoah.
Oklahoma.
Arif. Hey, I thought we buzzed in
Dude,
with
it's
our
my.
names.
I can't say it enough.
It's
It
his
is my
birthday.
birthday, bro. We have this. I need this. I need this. Oklahoma.
Sam,
Oh, you.
All right, yeah,
Plant the flag, Baker.
We're going
Do
to
we
play by
buzz in with
Inman
our names?
rules.
Drew Samia.
Inman rules.
We're gonna play by
yeah, let's
Inman
just shout
rules.
stuff out. Must we
Shout
make
out-
a thing?
Shout out to
Just shout
college.
stuff out.
Just shout out to
Chaos,
college.
Anarchy.
He also
Not the kind I
beat
like.
you anyway.
When is this show not anarchy?
It's on brand.
Yeah.
When I'm not
Wait,
mad.
Brand you say? How about Blake Brandel?
Oklahoma State
Oregon State.
or Oregon State. Shoot.
Inman.
Yeah.
Inman got it. Yep. 2-0. Ty Chandler.
Arif.
North
Sorry,
Carolina.
North Carolina.
That I have no
Wow.
idea.
Play it
I
back.
think it's both actually.
Play it back.
Wait, did he go to South Carolina? Anyway, I said North Carolina. So, Sam,
I said
what was
North
the
Carolina
answer
too,
on the
but I
sheet?
feel
Didn't he
like
transfer somewhere? Oh, he's from Tennessee. Dang it. Oh no, we're both right. 1 year at North Carolina, he was drafted out of North Carolina, but he spent the rest of his college time.
I
at
said
Tennessee.
North Carolina. Luke said something different. Sam, what does it say on the sheet?
I actually didn't. I forgot to consider the transfers.
It
So
just matters what it says on the sheet.
I didn't write it. I'm looking at the Vikings roster. That's the sheet.
You're saying
What
the
does the Vikings roster say?
Probably North
Carolina.
Carolina.
North Carolina.
So I get the point.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't I say it before Arif? Play it back.
No.
Arif said his name, and then he's fumbled around.
No, okay. I said his
Fumbled.
I
see what
said
you
my
did there.
name, and then I said
Ty
the name of the
Chandler.
school.
I'm taking
There
my
was
win
no
in
fumble.
spirit. Spent
Yeah.
4 years at Tennessee.
I
Identifies as
get
a volunteer.
It's 2-1.
What
All right,
stupid
we'll
little
each
grad
get a
transfer
point. We'll
year.
each get a
No,
point.
no. Luke doesn't get a point. He didn't say it.
I don't need a point. I win in spirit.
No. Oh man, Sam, let's go. We need the ref in here. We need the black and white in here. Come on, man. What are we doing? Touch gloves.
This is like a let serve in tennis. We're gonna first serve again. No points. No points
Oh
awarded.
my god!
Love.
I had it.
Love 30.
Can't wait to play this back.
Christian Darrisaw.
Virginia
Virginia
Tech.
Virginia.
I had it.
Inman got it.
Inman,
It's
yeah.
as my.
Are you on a delay,
season.
dude? Are you on a 9-second
I
delay?
must be on a delay.
Yeah,
It's
you might
crazy.
be because it was definitely Inman.
Man, that sucks.
Will Fries.
Nobody knows.
Some say you didn't go to school.
Normandale. Normandale
Oh my
Lions.
god! I just did this.
I got nothing. Notre Dame.
Whole article about this specific
Notre Dame.
time in his life.
Can you only guess
yeah,
once?
you did. And I edited that article. That's
Yep,
crazy.
and I don't remember.
Anyway.
Pac-12?
I want to say it was like Purdue.
Purdue's wrong. Did Inman? Did you guess Notre Dame? Wrong.
Yeah, I just flipped something out. But is it
Free
Pac-12?
one.
Because now I'm
Free
actually
roll.
thinking.
Free roll. For Arif.
Northwestern. I don't.
I'm
You
looking
guys
it
were in the
up.
right
I don't know.
division. Penn State.
Oh, I had the P
Oh.
right.
Eight.
That's right. Yeah.
Big Ten P team.
Penn State. Well, he transferred at the end. I was thinking of the other one.
CJ Ham.
Augustana.
Augustana.
Arif.
No.
Coming in with
On
the
a
See,
J-
delay.
I'm giving you that because you
Oh,
won. See how this works?
Shame.
See how this works? You won. Take it.
bonus point. Bonus half of a point if Arif gets the nickname.
The Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're giving out bonus points now? Brandon?
Yeah,
Extra
Okay.
credit.
Hey. Don't question the referee.
Sir!
The guy who famously
Sir!
refused to make a ruling like 2 questions
I
ago.
know.
Hargrave. Javon Hargrave.
Florida.
That sounds right.
That is not what I'm seeing. Let me check.
No, I'm probably wrong. Feels
Georgia.
like Florida, though. Oh, I know.
No, it wasn't those. He wanted to go to Virginia, but they or no, I'm thinking of the other D tackle. Oh my god, this is bugging me. Was it Bama?
No. Is everybody
South
guessed?
Carolina?
Yeah, we all guessed the SEC Blue Bloods.
South Carolina
Dang.
State.
Oh.
South
State.
Carolina State.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Shaquille
I
Leonard?
super mixing him up
Wow.
with Jonathan Allen because I kind of did those two back to back.
Fair enough.
All right. We got Inman 3. Arif's got 1.5.
I'll take it.
Aaron Jones.
Oh,
UTEP? I don't know.
yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
UTEP.
All
Nice job.
right.
That was good.
The
That was
sombrero
good.
saved me. Let's go.
Taco Tuesday.
2024 draft, Michael Juergens.
Wake Forest.
On.
Yeah,
Good.
that's right.
Finally
board.
on the board. My God.
Very good.
Jordan Mason.
Oh,
Haven't done him yet.
ooh.
I have no idea.
Jordan Mason.
I don't know. Vanderbilt?
Nope.
Yeah, crazy. Wow, I was so short.
So San Francisco drafted him. Get in the head of Shanny. Okay. So
on,
what's
man.
that wide zone?
I don't know. Cal. I'm just thrown out of school.
Yeah.
Got a 1 in 110
Nope.
chance here.
Free roll for Inman.
I got Wisconsin. I got nothing.
Georgia Tech.
Never
Sure.
would have got that. Never
Yeah.
would have got that.
Byron Murphy.
Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Ron,
Right,
the
that's right.
don't call it a comeback. It is
Uh-oh.
Inman
Oh, God.
3, Arif 2.5, Ron 2.
I just wanted respectable. I just wanted to get
You
that
achieved it,
five-
I think.
I wanted the 5% of the vote. So I
Now
could
pump
get
the
funding
brakes, will
next year.
you? Now pump them back. Yep.
Josh Oliver.
San Diego State.
San Diego State. Ah.
That is not correct.
Oh,
Not
San
correct.
Jose State.
Yep.
Now Arif gets 2 guesses. Wow.
Ooh, Inman's going for a walk.
Caveman's going for a walk.
Not happy about that.
Wow. Inman, we stood there at the Zone Coverage Studios. We wrote the names on the whiteboard. We did the scouting report for
Thinking
Josh.
Aztecs. No, I got it. I know.
Man.
I was there. I got it.
Aztecs, not Spartans. Yeah.
Not Spartans.
San Jose
Different
State,
age
great
groups.
dynasty team for EA college football.
3.5 to 3 to 2.
3.5.
Harrison Phillips.
Stanford.
Yep.
Ah!
Yep. Oh, that's big. That is big. 4 to 3.5 to 2. Inman's one away from victory. Bo Richter.
Air Force.
Air Force.
And Inman takes it.
Really? Now I feel like I'm
Listen,
on
I
the
didn't
line.
prepare anything, but I want to thank. No, I'm kidding.
A little, he got
That
a
was
chip
fun.
on his shoulder after the Josh Oliver fiasco.
Well, chip on the shoulder started when you're
Locked in.
handed out bonus points halfway through the game randomly. After I
Inman,
ripped
what's
off like
the
3 in a
Air
row.
Force mascot?
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, okay. It's
Bo Richter.
It's Bo Richter. Come on.
Dude, look it up. AI.
I feel like I lost.
Aren't they the Falcons or something?
Yeah.
Oh, they are? Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I lost like 5 of those by a millisecond.
I lost
Yeah,
a lot of those
you-
by many seconds,
Yeah.
and some of them by milliseconds.
Just for
By
fun.
tape, I lost them by tape.
Someone just
delay.
check the tape on that Ty Chandler.
I'm so mad about
Hey,
that.
ball don't lie. Inman still won.
That's all for today's Minnesota Football Party. We appreciate you watching, listening, commenting, and subscribing. We'll be back on Thursday doing it once again live around 11 a.m. Central. We appreciate it. Check out Locked On Vikings. Our audio is there. Check out Wide Left with Arif Hasan. Check out the postcast with Luke Inman after every Twins, Timberwolves, Gophers, Vikings game. He's the man. We call him the postcaster general. I'm Sam Ekstrom. Thank you, and so long.